internet. My name is Ace, and today I'm going to be designing a sketch of a board game. Okay, so this board game it's spooky based, whatever that means. Kind of based on the old, I guess, universal monsters like Dracula and Frankenstein's monster and things like that. And but it's going to be sort of set out like a chessboard. And I'm just roughing ideas for this. There's going to be a lot of changes from the actual sketch that I did here today. It's going to go for a lot of changes before I go into actual painting it. But I just thought it'd be fun to do it freehand and work on basically just one point perspective. So it's just like you're looking down at a graveyard with messed up kind of stones and stuff like that. So I'm just measuring out here like where the actual gravestones will fall. The actual outside square, I guess, of the board game is going to be larger than it is on here. So what I decided to do was just take a page from a sketchbook and just drawing guidelines, and then essentially ignore those not ignore those guidelines, use them exactly for what they are, just guidelines, and actually freehand it, because I don't I'm not a fan of doing perspective exclusively with a ruler on the actual finished work, because just when I do it, for some reason it just doesn't feel natural or anything like that. I like to add some guides in there and then go from there. So there's going to be the gravestones as well. They're going to have different pictures of the characters, the way they should be laid out. So let's say one of them's going to have Frankenstein on, one's going to have like a bat for Dracula, that kind of thing. So like I say, it's just basically one point perspective. I'm just kind of establishing some sort of guide for the gravestones. Then on the left and right hand side, what I'm just drawing now, these panels, they're actually going to be wider. It's going to be a bigger board, and they're going to be like a key to say what each character can move. So I thought it'd be cool to kind of have like a hole that leads into like lava and hell, because it's going to be like a very cool scene. It's going to be nighttime scene, so there's going to be lots of blues in there. And I just thought, to add an area of interest, I'm going to add some warmth in there by adding like a pool of lava and just having the wooden boards going across it. Now, I don't know if that's going to detract a little bit from the actual look of the board game, but I can just paint it and see. If like it distracts from it just doesn't work, I can always just paint over it. It's not really a problem at all. But I just thought I'd just add a bit of interest to the center of the board. So when actually colouring, I think what I'm going to do with the stones to make it a little bit more visually stimulating, a bit more visually obvious as well, is I'm going to colour the stones slightly. It's still going to be cool and blues and affected by the lighting, but I'm going to have, you know how a chessboard is like a checkerboard pattern where it's like black, white, black, white, black, white. Well, I'm going to have like dark and light, so not super light and not super dark, alternating pattern. And then there's bits where there's wood instead, which obviously the brain can fill in those sections. Now, I think with the stones, 'cause I wanted the stones to have their own individuality and kind of organic, I guess, not crumbling, but distress, I guess, of the actual rocks. I wanted everyone to be individual. I didn't just want to copy and paste some stuff and just change it. So I just drew everything original, and then adding the side bits, which I've coloured in dark, but depending on the lighting, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet, that's kind of the one point perspective, making it look like it lift up. Now, what I did was, so I did the guides on one side of the piece of paper, and then I just flipped it over and put it on my like light pad LED thing, and just drew on the back of it. So I'm not actually drawing on top of the perspective guides. I'm just drawing on the back side of the paper, because with that LED light I can see the guides. Now, I could have just scanned the guides in, done it digitally, drawn digitally, and what I think I'm going to do for the actual colouring, maybe I'll do the values first and then the colouring. I'm not sure how I'm going to approach it yet. I'm not even going to show if I'm going to stick with it like this. Like I said, there needs to be a key at either side and everything like that. And the gravestones need a bit of work, I think. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to definitely paint it digital paint it, because I just think I'm not exactly sure how things are going to work out yet, so it'll just be a little bit easier if I've got the freedom of digital painting. So there it is, done so far. I forgot some of the shading shadows on the as we're looking at it now at the top right. There's a few stones I missed there, but it's not really going to be that much of a problem. Like I say, at the moment it looks a bit of a visual mess, but when the values and the colors are in there, and it's just going to make everything make a little bit more sense. Okay, so if you've got any suggestions or anything like that, just let me know in the comments down below. This was a bit of a different video from normal. I was doing everything traditional, and like I said, it was just one point perspective, and this is an ongoing development. This thing, you're going to see it evolve through different videos as we go along. So I just thought that'd be interesting to put out there. Okay, so once you've done all the other rubbish that everyone else tells you to do, hit the subscribe button, the like button, everything else is boring, but it does help me out. So if you could do that, I'll love you forever. Then I guess until next time, have an awesome week, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. If you want to support me and in turn grab some awesome goodies for yourself, such as early and extra videos and Google Hangouts with me, from as little as $1 a month, head on over to patreon.com/aceconnell. I'll see you there.